Hi, my name is David. This is infj Writer, and I've no idea what I'm doing. Please send emotional support tacos. Can you do that? Like if I was getting on an airplane, because people get on airplanes now with like emotional support donkeys and emotional support cobras and all sorts of wacky stuff, which, by the way, I think is complete and total crap. There are people that actually need emotional support creatures. You do not need to bring your horse on a plane. I digress. Can you declare emotional support tacos? Like, could I have like a big basket of tacos and be like, look, I can't go anywhere without these. It's very important. And then just like go through the TSA line like that. You know, I might just have to try that. Anyway, so I really don't have an exact plan for this video. And what I thought, I reviewed these cards a while ago. I think it was a couple months ago. And this is one of the decks. It's called the So deck of cards. And they're just excellent as little writing prompts or just ways to get ideas flowing, especially if you're a blogger or if you're doing a vlog or if you're doing anything where you're kind of getting some thoughts out and it's sort of about you. And this is sort of about me. So I figured I'd go through maybe 5 cards and give you an idea of what these are like and what they kind of do. I had another... so this particular card deck, it says 52 cards, endless conversation, and it's called So, a collection of questions for deeper discussions. Many people crave great conversation, but few know how to start one. A good question can be the tiny spark that ignites a forest fire of thoughts, ideas, and personal revelations. This deck has 52 of them designed to foster deeper or more entertaining discussions than if you had simply asked, how are you? How was work? Or did you see that thing on the news? Bring it to parties, put it on a dinner table, give it to a stranger, throw it at somebody you don't like. I added that. Take turns, take your time, and see where one card can take you. Sure. Okay, so we're going to go with that. There's my deck of cards. And there is one in here that... Okay, so the first thing about this deck is that it has blank cards, which is good. So, like, if you want to write in your own stuff, like, so have you ever been in prison? So, is that your mother-in-law over there? And do you actually like her? I think I would do that. I would like to put some questions on there that are extremely awkward. All right, so I just had to crawl across my entire office to find this card. But this says ways to play, as if this is some kind of a card game that you can actually win with thoughts. I don't know. There's classic. Draw a card. Everyone answers the same question. The person whose turn it is picks the best answer and gives them the card. I don't think I would like to play this that way. If I had a group of people and I'm like, wow, you're like way better than everyone else here at the table. Here's the card. All you other people are just really lame. I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to be a part of that at all. Raffle, have everyone pick a different question and then take turns answering. Sure. Solo, do it on your own. That's what we're doing right now. If I were you, have everyone else answer your question as if they were you. The person whose answer is closest to the truth wins the round. That actually sounds pretty entertaining. And then the lightning round. Go against all the principles and try to answer as many questions as you can as fast as you can. My brain would not allow me to do such a thing. So I'm going to get rid of the blank cards. And just so you see that I'm not cheating like I did before on the video, I'm actually shuffling these up just a little bit. Note to self, they are all in one direction, so don't tilt the deck and shuffle them the opposite way, because then I'll have to spend some time straightening everything out, because things need to be nice and neat and in order. Okay, I've shuffled it. First question is, if you could witness one key moment in history, what would you choose? No brainer. I would choose the signing of the Declaration of Independence. I think the birth of a nation, and particularly one as awesome as ours, would be something to really witness. Plus, I'd be able to be like, you know, hey, you guys, this is awesome and all, but guess what happens in 200 years? That'd be funny to see the looks on their faces. Like, it'd be kind of cool to see how the pyramids were built. I mean, that'd be neat. Or like that dude on Easter Island, like, how did you get those heads there and all that kind of stuff? But I think for me, as a big fan of American history, that would probably be the one that I would choose. Next question, shuffling up. I dropped that card, so it won't be in here, is name a country or a culture you wish to know more about. Ooh, a country or culture that I wish to know more about. I would have to say Japan. I would be very, very interested to understand the nuances of their culture and to see a place like Tokyo or something like that. I think it'd be just a really awesome place. It's very, very different than where we are. Kudos to like a South Korea. I would definitely want to visit Seoul, South Korea, and see what it's like, just because it's a really interesting place and a world away. I mean, I could pick tons of those. Australia would be one that I'd want to go to, though culture isn't too far off from U.S. culture. Though I did learn something about Australia very recently, and what I learned is if you say you are rooting for somebody, it does not mean that you are cheering for them in Australia. It means that you want to, yeah, it means that. Also, when in Australia, don't tell somebody playfully that you would kick them in the fanny, because fanny means vagina. Once again, I digress. Let's go to another card and see what's what. Oh, fannies and... All right. What's your favorite dish and what memories do you associate with it? That's really tricky. I'd have to say crepes. In my family's Croatian, and we refer to crepes as palachinka, is that the name that we always grew up on, and my mom would make them, and they're super. She didn't make fancy crepes at all. This is basically just like a regular crepe that's done up in a pan, and it's all nice. And you take a big scoop of Nestle Quick, chocolate Nesquik, and you put it in there, and then you kind of smear it around. And that powdery Nesquik, when you roll up a nice hot crepe around it, turns into like a really good chocolate syrup, and that's what I eat. And it's just it's one of those foods that is just always going to be associated with home and with Croatia, which I have visited, Yugoslavia at the time, and just mom's home cooking type of thing. And so I'd have to say, if it's anything, it was probably that. These are fascinating. Let's do a couple more. All right, next up. What are 3 things that would instantly cheer you up? Donuts, donuts, and donuts. This is a really hard question to answer. Maybe I just can't be cheered up ever. Okay, I've got some answers to this. Number 1, anything that has to do with the ocean. I'm a big time, I feel like I gather energy from the coast and from the ocean and ocean waves and the water. It's just it's a very internal feeling for me when I'm out like on a boat and just the boat is rocking, and it doesn't really work with lakes for me. It's ocean water and ocean waves. I just have a very strong connection to that. So first thing that would cheer me up, I guess, is just like an awesome sailboat ride or something along those lines, where I can just feel a little bit of sea spray and just feel the majesty of a giant body of water like that. Number 2, great music. I am a huge fan of all kinds of different musics, and one day I could be listening to some eclectic jazz type stuff. Another day I could be listening to hardcore rap. It doesn't really matter, and it all depends on my mood. And so I think one of the quickest ways for me to cheer myself up when I'm having a down day is to put on the right type of music for my mood. Most often what happens is that I don't know which one to pick, and then I'm like, well, no, I'm super depressed because I don't know what to listen to. But usually I can come up with something that really hits home. Generally it's something with some really great lyrics by a good singer-songwriter. And third, food. So often everything I do revolves around food, whether there's a place that opened up here in town. I'll throw up a picture for you because it's amazing, that has these fresh homemade donuts, and that is now my weakness. And and I'll throw in another picture because, see, I'm all about food. There's a taco truck in town called Nomad's, which is just really fantastic. And here's what Nomad's stuff looks like. They have a barbecue pulled pork taco with crumbled cornbread on it. It's so good. So there you go. I would highly, highly recommend, no matter what it is you do, whether you're just watching this and you're just you have no creative pursuits whatsoever and you stumbled across this ridiculous video and stuck around this long, Or if you're a writer or a blogger or in anything remotely creative or just like to have great conversations, the So deck is fantastic. I think I got this one off of Amazon, which is where I get like everything. And you can go to, I think it's So Cards, SOCARDS, socards.org. So thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next video.